Before the days of social media, cases of the unidentified and missing were hard to solve. Even with advances made in forensic science and newer tactics used by detectives and law enforcement, some answers are still impossible to find. Here are 6 cold cases of Caddo parishes missing and unidentified. Number 6. Construction site John Doe. On June 3, 2010, a skeletonized and fragmented lower leg of a male believed to be 30 years old or older was found at a construction site in North Caddo Parish. No racial determination could be made. Both DNA and dental records are unavailable. Number 5. Unidentified person. On June 1st, 1991, skeletal remains were found at the dead end of Clyde Fant Parkway on the Red Riverbank in Caddo Parish near Hamels Park. The body is believed to be that of a 15 to 25-year-old black male, approximately 5.5 feet tall and approximately 130 to 150 pounds. The person died as a result of homicidal violence. The victim was wearing a white Guess brand t-shirt with the logo stitched on the breast pocket, a pair of Bugle Boy brand jeans, dark gray, size 32 in the waist, and a pair of Reebok brand high-top sneakers, size 6 to 7. Number 4. Alma Louise Ocon. On a warm June night in 1981, Alma Louise Ocon, better known as Wheezy, came downstairs from her hospital room at the Overton Brooks VA Medical Center. She had been admitted to the VA hospital days earlier for what was called stress and exhaustion. On every night since she had been admitted, she would meet her mother and aunt in the downstairs lobby of the hospital. On this night, however, she came downstairs alone, carrying nothing but a glass of milk. The only person who reported seeing her was the hospital security guard. That was the last time anybody would see Alma Louise Ocon again. Ocon simply vanished from the grounds of the VA hospital. A missing person report was filed with the Shreveport Police Department, but after a short investigation that yielded no leads, the case went cold. Number 3. Arrilla Webb-Vaul. In March of 1979, Arrilla Vaul was a 23-year-old housewife living in South Bossier City. Vaul had grown up in Friendswood, Texas, about 20 miles southeast of Houston, where she graduated from Friendswood High School in 1974. She married Scott Vaul in Harris County, Texas in August 1976. Scott, an airman, was assigned to Barksdale Air Force Base and began working part-time at Kmart in the Eastgate Shopping Center. The Vauls lived about 6 miles from the shopping center in Bossier City subdivision of Bel Air, just south of Barksdale Air Force Base off US 71. Just before 6 p.m. on Thursday, March 15, 1979, Arilla dropped Scott off at Kmart for work, then seemingly headed back toward home on East 70th Street in her foreign car. About 4 hours later, Scott found his wife's vehicle on the Bossier City side of the Jimmy Davis Bridge, abandoned on the side of the road with a slash through one of the front tires. Her personal belongings remained in the car. According to Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office, witnesses described seeing what was possibly Vaul's vehicle pull off to the side of the road at the foot of the bridge. Her car was immediately followed by a white truck that pulled up behind her. A white male reportedly got out of the truck. No one is sure what happened next. At the time of her disappearance, Vaul was wearing a purple dress, white high-heeled shoes. She was 5'1" and weighed 100 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. She had a small mole on the right side of her nose. Number 2. Cory Marie Rubio. On January 27, 1999, a Shreveport police officer spotted Cory Rubio's vehicle at Stoner Boat Launch in Shreveport at Red River. Rubio was never heard from again. Rubio was last seen at Barksdale Air Force Base with Jesse McGay. He was Rubio's ex-husband. Jesse McGay's relationship with Rubio was also marked with domestic violence. McGay became a person of interest in Rubio's disappearance, but with no body and little evidence, he was never named a suspect. Still, there were theories. They think that he drove her car off the base to the boat launch and then dumped the car there, or maybe dumped her there. It's difficult, Rubio's daughter, Sarah Elliott, said. There are times in my sister's life we wish we had her here, so we could talk to her. Just do the mother-daughter thing. Fighting back tears, Elliott opened up about the mother she and her sister Samantha never really got to know. If something happened to her and he had dumped her somewhere, I don't want to think about it that way, Elliott said. I just hold on to the idea that maybe she is a little lost and needs some help finding her way home. Sarah and her sister recently learned that McGay passed away a few years ago. Number 1. David Yeager. It was 1971 in Shreveport, and Yeager was close to graduating from Byrd High School. He had his senior ring and $200 in his bank account. He lived with his mom, who was a single parent, and his older brother at a home on Lola Lane off Mansfield Road. It was the last place his family saw him. On February 6, 1971, Yeager told his brother he was headed to Centenary College for a school event. The Archives Department of Centenary College confirmed it was homecoming weekend with a series of events held throughout the day. However, the team never made it there. It was odd for him to go missing like that. We just all knew something terrible had happened to David, said Kelly Chance, Yeager's cousin. Chance was young when he went missing, but she vividly remembers how it impacted her family. Yeager's mom had to work at the last minute because otherwise she would have driven him to college. Chance says her aunt was never the same after her child went missing. It's believed he tried hitchhiking a ride, which was more common in the 1970s. The distance between Lola Lane and Centenary College is significant. We thought David could have gotten on that track and realized that it was very far. He would have stopped at someone's house or gotten into a car with someone. That's what we thought. He just encountered the wrong person that day, Chance said. Chance later submitted her DNA to the NamUs database in case her cousin's remains are ever located. His older surviving brother submitted his DNA as well. He lives in Texas now and could not be reached for an interview. Chance also created a Facebook page about David.